We'll start with Ole Miss. They are figuring things out. Maybe they are. I don't know. Ole Miss 5-point underdogs on the road at Oklahoma. Nice 11 a.m. start in Norman. Totals 54 in this one. What do you got, Lonte?
Yeah, man, this is an interesting game. We talked about Ole Miss. Well, we didn't talk about Ole Miss, but Ole Miss was in a dogfight of a game. No pun intended with Detroit.
Aha!
Yeah, no
Aha!
pun intended. But I mean, they look like the better team for about, I would say, about 3 and 2/3 quarters. They look really unstoppable. They were moving the ball up and down the field on Georgia. Granted, Georgia's defense is not to the caliber that it has been in the past, but I mean, on the road, Chambliss's first SEC, well, real SEC competition. Um, I mean, Georgia still has NFL guys, it's just not as good. So, I mean, credit to Lane for getting it done. But, I mean, he just came up a little bit short. So, I wonder how they bounce back after that. This is back-to-back travel, obviously, and this will be the toughest defense that they faced this year. The problem that I have with why it's just a lean to Oklahoma is because Matera, he's still not fully healthy. I mean, I know he's playing. He's not been as effective for obvious reasons. I'm worried about he can't make the simple throws, and he doesn't have enough zip on the ball to like get it in tight windows or push the ball down.
Because he's not healthy, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. I don't think he's healthy. I mean, early on we saw him. I mean, granted, the offense is not predicated on downfield throwing. It's more so intermediate, short stuff. But when the when the time came, he was able to make a couple of deep shots to Deion Burks and those guys. But just right now, I mean, he just can't do it. He's not healthy enough to do it. And I thought Arbrook was doing a good job of not making him throw the ball. They're keeping it short. They're keeping it simple. And I think that's what they're going to have to do this week. If Mateer was healthy, this would be a slam dunk for me with Oklahoma. But I can't back them not knowing the how healthy he's going to be. And the offense is Mateer or nothing. I mean, they can't run the ball, and that's the weakness of Ole Miss. Ole Miss is 129th in rushing success rate allowed. But the positive for Oklahoma is Ole Miss also struggles, defending quarterback runs. Against Stockton, he had 10 carries for 59 yards. Retzloff for Tulsa had 5 for 60 or 5 for 50. I'm sorry. Taylor Green, who we just talked about, 11 carries for 115 yards. So Mateer could just beat them on the ground. Now, offensively for Ole Miss, I mean, this is the best. This is the best defense they face, bar none. On the road, good spot. Oklahoma, like Texas, still has their whole season in front of them. They face a tougher strength of schedule. Ole Miss is 0-2 ATS on the road. OU is 4-0 ATS as a favorite. So just a lean to Oklahoma. I do kind of like under because I really do think that Chambliss will struggle against this type of defense, a blitz heavy defense. He performs well against the blitz because he's off platform, but Oklahoma does a good job of funneling quarterbacks in the pocket and making them kind of step up instead of getting on the outside lane. So I like under lean Oklahoma. I just don't trust Mateer enough to kind of lay this type of number at home. Although I think Oklahoma is probably the right side.
So this is where it sounds like you're saying defense wins championships here because when we have so many questions about an Oklahoma offense that really has not looked the same since John Matera returned, and I could say firsthand he had no chance about moving the football against Texas in the Cotton Bowl. Maybe that's because Texas is a great defense. I don't. I mean, Kentucky was moving the ball fairly well for a 12-point home underdog that didn't have much of a chance, I thought. But things happen on the road versus neutral sites and things of that nature. I think one thing I'd like to click in on is Ole Miss. I mean, leading by 9 points going into the fourth quarter at Georgia and not scoring and losing the fourth quarter 17-0. What type of hangover do you think? I know you sort of referenced it, but is that enough that you're not playing Ole Miss at any number because you're worried they have a really good chance at showing up flat for this matchup? Or, I mean, two travel in a row against in tough environments, that's certainly difficult as well. Um, but part of me, when I'm seeing a 5-point dog, it's not really a huge number. It's not getting a full touchdown, but you're certainly getting more than a field goal on an offense that seems like they can move the football. Are you saying that Oklahoma's little offense is enough to do something on an Ole Miss defense that is worse than Oklahoma's? Or are you more saying that Oklahoma's defense is just going to shut down Ole Miss?
Yeah, that's a great questions actually. So I think it's basically I'm banking on the Oklahoma defense just being able to shut down Ole Miss. Now Lane typically has mustered up enough offense, especially with this type of quarterback. I mean, you've seen it from early on whenever he was starting. I forgot the guy's name. The best Simmons, the baseball player. Yeah, when they were starting Simmons, like the offense did not look as fluid. It did not look as crisp as it does now with Chambliss. And so I think he's kind of. It took him maybe like a week or so to kind of get adjusted. And now he has played some solid competition, but this literally is the best, one of the best defenses in FBS, like bar none. And now he has to go on the road after getting beat up a ton by Georgia. So I think the spot um, favors OU. And I mean, they just ran out of gas. To be quite honest, they ran out of gas early on. They can't run the ball, or they couldn't run the ball last week. And I mean, I just don't know if you can trust Chambliss to drop back, 25, 30 times on a team that blitzes like Oklahoma and who's just so good if you get behind the chains. So they keep them behind the chains. I do think they struggle a little bit, but I mean, I just can't play like I can't play OU just not knowing about Mateer because it is a world where Ole Miss is solid defense, but it is a world that Chambliss comes out and he plays like he did against Georgia, because Oklahoma hasn't seen a quarterback like Champ. I'm just going through their note. I mean, they faced Bryce Underwood, who was freshman starting on the road, Arch Manning, who we just talked about. So
Yep.
they faced Temple, Kent State, and they just faced Lenore Sellers. So this is probably the best quarterback that can both do. I mean, they can do both. Run and pass at an efficient rate. So it'll be intriguing to see how they kind of match up with that. So it is a world where I can see Ole Miss covering it. That's exactly why I'm staying away from the side because I can make a case for both sides.